everybody. This is Samsarah, your urban nana, and I am talking to you today from one of my favorite places, which is Pete's Coffee and Tea on Piedmont Avenue in beautiful Oakland. So, I'm making this little video on the fly, and I don't know how it's going to turn out. We'll see if I use it, because I'm in a very noisy place, and where I'm sitting is right near where they're making the coffee, and I think it's going to be a little crazy. I'm going to give it a shot. We'll see what happens. I wanted to talk to you today, continue our conversation about Santa. And what I had said in the last video was that I was going to talk to you a little bit about my thoughts on how to introduce and deal with the subject of Santa, and how to potentially help it not be something that causes harm or causes disappointment or sadness. I really don't think it has to be. I think we need to pay attention to the developmental ages of children and what they are capable of, and what their little brains are up to at different stages. And I think we need to reframe the whole construct of Santa to kind of match more our modern life and match more our modern world. So what that looks like is we embrace Santa as something that brought us pleasure as children, something that we really enjoyed, and we know it's something that for some of us led to disappointment and unhappiness, and we want to prevent that. So we're going to consciously go into this vision of Santa with those things firmly in our mind, firmly in our conscious mind. Okay, so Santa's this beautiful thing that can be made into something that can be really painful. We don't want to do that. How do we avoid it? What we do, firstly, when you have a new little baby, the first Santa-ishness that happens in the family is about the new mom and dad settling in and just enjoying the holiday, enjoying to have a beautiful brand new baby in the house, or a little toddler in the house. It's really easy because little ones are really easily mystified, and they're already in a state of chronic joy. So having things magically appear on Christmas morning is really easy. You put their little cute butts to bed, and they wake up in the morning and there's all this great stuff that mom and dad have gotten for them in the name of Santa. So for your little one, like say under 2 years old, you're saying, oh, look at, the Santa and the reindeer and all the cute part of the story. I'm going to actually make a video about the story of how we got to have flying reindeer associated with Santa. That's kind of a cute story too. I'll let you know about that a little later, but back to this. So when you have a little person under 2 years old, it's easy. You put them to bed. You may have read The Night Before Christmas to them, or any of the other movie stories about Santa, Grinch Before Christmas, all of these great stories that are there to help the conversation and excitement and joy and wonder of Santa. Little one wakes up, all the good stuff is there. Under 2, pretty easy. Gets a little more challenging as the child gets to be a little older, but still, basically, these little ones have a designated bedtime, and it's really about the fun. It's fun for the parents as well. It's fun trying to get them to bed. It's fun trying to hide the toys. It's fun trying to get things all together. Mom and dad get the tree all situated with presents for the little one, and sit together and have a nice little glass of wine before it's time to go to bed and begin their Christmas day. I think in our modern world, the straight Santa story, pretty much you can do that pretty successfully until your child is about maybe 5 years old. It also depends on how much media and how much other stuff your child is exposed to. If your child is not exposed to any media, or hardly any, doesn't have an iPad, doesn't have a phone, it's amazing how young children have access to all of this media. And if your child's fairly innocent, it's possible to have the child have a belief in Santa, a straight belief in Santa, until about, first, second grade. After that, it's important to start to transition the story. And what that looks like is maybe by the time the child is, here's a helpful one, maybe by the time the child is 5 or 6 years old, you have the Christmas where we're now as a family, and a big brother or big sister is going to help mom or dad do the Santa story for the new young one, the new little sibling that's on the scene. That's really sweet. Then we can talk about how you were a big boy or a big girl, and we're going to help make Santa for your sibling. And this is what we're going to do, and you're going to have more of an understanding. And we're going to reframe the story as we tell the story and as we talk about the story in the family about, you know, how wonderful it was when you were a little one, and now you're stepping into big brotherhood, big sisterhood, and so you get to know the secret. The secret is that, you know, this is something beautiful that we did for you, and now we're all going to do it for your little brother or sister. There's no little brother or sister on the scene, maybe a cousin or a family member or a friend has a new baby or a younger child, that then the older child can be incorporated into knowing the secret about Santa. I think that what I've noticed with young ones is that they're very generous, loving, giving creatures. And if you are talking to them, you're telling them about this story, and you're including them, they tend to feel really good about being let in on what's going on, and being let in on, oh, that was a gift to me. It was not, you know, it was something that was done out of love for me, and it's something that older people do out of love for younger people in the name of Santa Claus or St. Nicholas, if you're Catholic. That transition takes away from that crushing moment that some of us have experienced, where they snuck up out of bed and saw their parents putting the gifts under the tree and were devastated. And it perpetuates a loving, healing story that can then be passed on from child to child. As each child grows in consciousness, they can be part of the gifting and surprising of the younger children. And then eventually you got a bunch of kids who are old enough and they all know, and they all participated, they all received, and have their sweet memories of continued Christmases until they're teenagers and grown-ups, and who will perchance decide that they want to share this story with their own children. So that's my suggestion. I really am open to other people's feelings and feedback about that. You can reach me on my blog, which is www.urbanmammy.com. You can email me on samsarahmorgan@gmail.com. And I wish you continued happy holidays. I am going to do some research on those reindeer. I'm going to talk to you about those maybe in the next video. And have a great day. Talk to you really soon.